Back inside the Tower Chrysler studios, we are ready to roll on a Wednesday. How we doing, everybody? It's Boomer, and it's Retro, the Retster. No Pinder today, as he. What did he say yesterday? It's a family wedding. Everything he does is always with lots of people. There's just always people. There's a whole bunch of us going for a stag. There's a whole bunch of us going for a birthday party. I guess a wedding is going to naturally have a bunch of people, but it's never, yeah, me and the wife and kids are just going to go away for a little bit. It never works that way with him.
Yeah, is that a good thing? Because then you're not going to get sick of that person that maybe you spend lots of time with already.
I get why she would want a lot of people around. Right? It's that one-on-one thing is no good. It's not like there's fewer people here, so there's less talking to be done. It's the same amount of talk. Just the same amount.
More. And it's only coming through to you. You're the only person to deal with it. Right?
Yeah.
There's no deflecting. You can't pass it off or hand it off to anyone else. You alone get to handle.
Lull in the conversation. I best start talking. So did we get that other camera set up there, Jackie boy? No? Oh dear. We don't know Pinder's we don't know his password to get into his laptop. Because we do kind of have somebody sitting in today, but
somebody set up to.
Yeah, we got somebody set up over there to sit in. It's the Tower Chrysler Studios, as mentioned. Our good friends over at Tower, taking good care of us. They take good care of you. Southern Alberta's favorite Dodge, Ram, Chrysler dealer, as chosen by you. You the people. You the people have spoken, and who are we to argue with you the people? You tell us what to do and where to go. Generally, where to go. Why don't you guys go straight to, that's the Calgary's the Consumer Choice Award winner. Otherwise, if they had just said we're the favorite, a little boastful. It's not their way, though. It's not even their way to boast because it was by way of vote. They were bashful about it. I'm like, guys, you got to pump your tires. You got to give some love. Pat yourself on the back once in a while, Serge.
Well, just be honest with people. Let people know.
Just let people know. Let them know. Mm-hmm. Did you watch any of the ice hockey last night?
I did. Watched the Oilers look really good and play really well, but then I thought, wow, these Kings, they kind of can stick around. They're all right too. And then I fell asleep.
Yeah.
Woke up to a convincing Oilers victory.
Convincing. Yeah. They and again, they've scored plenty of goals. They're up in this series, and I feel like Connor McDavid hasn't spoken yet. Yeah. We've heard nothing from McDavid yet.
Not as much as you expect. Yeah. You feel like it's going to improve for him and become more. Like Draisaitl's the focal point, I guess, is the point here, right? Like it's not that McDavid hasn't been or has been non-existent. It's just that Draisaitl's kind of overshadowed him, and he hasn't had to be everything.
No one's pissed him off.
He still will. Yeah.
Or he's injured.
Or he's injured. Maybe he's injured. Hurt.
Hey, it's the playoffs. You never know. You're not gonna. If he was, they aren't gonna tell you. Old Jay Woodcroft there, sitting up in the press conference there. He's not going to be telling you that McDavid's hurt. We're going to have a special guest joining us from Edmonton in a little bit. We haven't talked to him in a long time, and he's not. Here's the thing. He's getting the shaft, and I don't really. It's not for me to step into other people's business and start nosing around. But Cam Moon is now not doing any play-by-play because Jack is now back in the radio. Whenever Jack is on the TV, then Cam does the radio. But if it's a national TV broadcast and Jack's not doing it, then he goes back to the broadcast booth for radio, and Moon gets the friggin' heave-ho. And so he's not doing play-by-play, and he's not even traveling. So he's got to sit in Edmonton while everybody else is jetting off to Tinseltown for a few days.
You know what he's like on the road. You can't have him non-working on the road trip. My goodness.
A lot of library visits. Yeah. A lot of libraries and museums for sure. Early bedtimes. He might disappoint you. You know what the thing we'll ask him about it. He hates Vegas. It's just not his thing. The cigarette, the smoking in the casinos, he can't do it. He's not a gambler. He's a heavy boozer, but he's not a gambler and he doesn't dig the casinos. So it's just like any other town for him. So there's no kind of pull in that way. So, I mean, he's a weird bird, but I love him. He's a good guy. We'll talk to Mooner about this year's Oilers team. I don't know, because I was on board with you when we saw the Kings down the stretch. They looked like they were going to, you want no part of them. No part of the Kings in round one. Whoever pulls them in round one, you better pack a lunch because you're in for it. And they've proven to be, I guess, plucky, but you look at overtimes and that. Overtimes go both ways, but the Kings have been fortunate in overtime. I have not been as impressed as I thought I would be with the Kings to this point. Certainly last night was their worst game of the series. Korpisalo is making stops, but he's not saving games for them again last night, whatever it was, 4 on 19 or whatever it ended up being. Needs some help, but I've been left a little bit wandering.
See, and I think your opinion would change, and I still think they are a good team. And I actually think if they're playing anyone besides the Oilers, they're probably finished the series off. I think the Oilers having those guys that are that dynamic and special has allowed them to stay in it. A power play that just you can't take a penalty or they're going to score. And if Korpisalo makes 1 or 2 saves, and I'm not talking big saves, I'm talking, standard saves in a game in LA, I think they're up 3-1 and in control of the series, and I think they're going to get a victory. So I guess I see your point where you're maybe not as impressed, but I think that they're a hell of a team, and I think if they're not having to go up against a McDavid and Draisaitl, that any other team they'd have beaten the series. I think they would have beat Winnipeg. I think they'd have beat Colorado. I think they'd have beat Seattle. I think they would have beat who else is out there? The Jets. I just don't know. In the West, I don't know if they're playing anyone besides Edmonton. I don't know who's beating them.
Okay, so flip that script then, because I was thinking it in the other terms. Usually, especially here in Calgary, you watch the Oilers like, yeah, but if they were playing, what if the Oilers were playing somebody else? Because I just think back to last year and even last night, they score 6 goals, but they give up 3. I don't know. I'm more impressed so far. Small sample size, but I feel like if they were up against any other team that they'd be swept in 4 kind of a thing. I think they've been good.
I think the Oilers are good. And again, I think that how many points does Draisaitl have? And we're critiquing McDavid for not having 25 points yet, but what's he got? 10?
Well, yeah, he's not struggling. Another 2 last night.
Right? So you might not know. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just going to say, just to watch, I just go back to that series against the Flames last year. He took over the entire series. That game 2 or whatever, scores a goal, disallowed, next shift, scores it anyway, comes back, keeps scoring. He was an absolute force. And it feels like now it's more about Draisaitl. And that's got to be great news for the Oilers because they're not just relying on him. They put Kane with Draisaitl and McDavid last night. Those guys were unstoppable.
I think yes, but maybe we're underestimating how good LA has been against him. Right? Like clearly he's the focal point. He's getting it. So
sitting here talking about how goddamn good the Oilers are.
Well, I'm trying to talk about how good LA is, but it's hard. And
I'm the shit.
It sucks. Hey, we gotta get a new rink.
Yeah.
Eventually, maybe.
Not everyone's happy about that either.
No, there's
happy about anything.
Bit of an uproar.
Yeah, a bit of an uproar, but what do you do? Did you watch it? Because if you were watching the Kings and Oilers, you obviously were up for the first two of the night. The Islanders staving, as we said yesterday. They were going to have to do some heavy staving, and the Stars now are in control.
I didn't see much of that because I was at the rink with my kids. But I watched a bit of that Islanders finish. It's a boring series. I'm sorry to say. For me, it's the least intriguing series out there.
If we were closer to it, maybe. I like Carolina. Maybe it's because I like Brind'Amour and because he's so intense and I dig that guy. But I said it yesterday. If the Islanders just be done with it and let the other teams play. They're just so boring. They scored 3 last night. Goodness, that's wake up the neighbors. They scored 3 goals last night. What an offensive explosion. But yeah, I think that Carolina can play some exciting hockey, but it's what do they talk about in rodeo, in bull riding? Sometimes you need a re-ride. The Islanders just aren't a very good bull for drawing a big score. They're just fucking boring.
No.
I don't get anything out of them.
Right.
If you're an Islander fan and you win, right? When Trotz was there and they were going to the Final Four, and it's a different story, I guess. You can be as boring as you want when you're winning series, but I just don't see it.
I think that the fans get wound up in Long Island and they can be pretty good and boisterous. But again, you got to have something to cheer for or about. And I don't know that team generates enough to get it for people to get excited.
That rink in Dallas, again, we talked about it the other day. They're bananas down there.
Yeah.
They are absolutely bananas. And we talk about it. And you lived in the States. You're in the States. You played in the States. And it's not necessarily a shot against Canadian fans, but we just are, to a man, to a person and an individual, we're just a little bit more, I guess the game's on, I guess I'll watch. It's fanatic for a reason down there. And watching those fans, they're on their feet and just roaring after that major penalty to Foligno, and then Seguin scores right away. The roof could have popped off that place. It was 1-0 early in the hockey game. It was like, what if they get to round 3? What is this town going to be like? I'm really impressed by what you wouldn't think is Texas hockey. I guess it is. They've been there a long enough time.
It is now. It's been there a long time.
I know. Maybe it's the camera angle. Maybe it's just the way that you just see everybody's friggin' arms fly up into the air every time they score.
Don't underestimate, the fact that we're getting a new rink, very wonderful and great, but don't underestimate the actual building and the barn that you're playing in for making noise and getting the crowd into it. There is something to that. Now, we've discussed it prior, and I think American fans are fans, and they go and they pay their money so they can go scream and yell and drink a bunch of beer and be excited about it and chant and right, like go watch the Saskatoon Blades play Red Deer in junior hockey, or go watch Minnesota. I don't know who, 2 high school teams play in Minnesota. Where are you going to have more fun?
Yeah.
Where's the excitement?
Yeah. They hold the Bean Pot in Boston every year at the TD Garden, and it's sold out for college hockey games, right?
Right. And they're wound tight, and they got bands and chants, and they're into it, and it's a frickin' party. I love that about the Americans. We're the Canadian fan. Absolutely huge supporters. It's our passion. We're observers. I don't even call us fans anymore. We're observers and we're commentators, and we'll judge how you're doing and let you know. It's not
even before I was an old goat. It took a lot to get me out of the seats. I'm an observer. I'm a student of the game, Rhett. I'm a student of the game.
Yes, you are.
And yeah, with the new rink, I don't know. I just keep saying it. There's, you don't want it too big. I keep telling everybody, size isn't everything. You don't want it too big. I feel like I'm saying that every goddamn day.
Traffic, right? Mm-hmm. More seats, more cars, more traffic.
Beautiful weather here. You know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to get my rake out and start going up the yard because it's time. Green drop's gonna be by any day.
Pop over to my house if you don't mind.
No. I thought you were using the snowblower. Doesn't that work like a power rake or something in your backyard?
No.
You can have a wonderful lawn. Greendrop.com. Choose one of their lawn fertilization programs. From the Beautiful Basics program, it includes your micronutrients and weed control, all the way up to the beautiful premium package. Gets your aeration in there to let that lawn breathe. Overseeding. The Greendrop exclusive soil boost to help keep your lawn healthy and lush all summer long. I feel like I'm giving away the trade secret here.
You're giving away freedom, Dean. You're giving away freedom.
Your lawn looks great. Boom. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. No, it's all Greendrop, isn't it, you fat fuck? Yeah, you're right. That's what it is. Greendrop.com. You too can have the lawn that is the envy of your neighbor. It's easier and more affordable than you think. And if you click that QR code on the screen right there, if you're on the YouTube, click it, go through to Greendrop's website, and you will get a nice little discount, the barn burner discount at Greendrop. Our next guest, he would have been torn last night. I believe I saw you mentioned the Saskatoon Blades Red Deer Rebels. Rebels, did they piss away a 3-0 series lead? Ooh,
is it possible?
I thought I felt the ground kind of shaking. It must have been Sutter's head blowing right off of his goddamn shoulders yesterday. Ooh, that would not sit well with D Suts. Our next guest, he was a Blade and a Rebel. You were just a Blade, but he was a Blade and a Rebel. He's Cam Moon. He's now an Oiler. He's still a Rebel. There's no doubt about that.
What's going on?
What's happening? Look at you. You sobered up from last night. Big win, hey?
Yeah. Shook out the cobwebs this morning. Yeah, purple lineman. Wherever I may have been, sure.
Yeah. You're going to say something?
It's going back.
Well, I was going to ask, in that Red Deer Saskatoon series, did you have a pull at the heartstrings both sides, or where's your loyalty lie here?
Yeah.
Rhett, I was hoping that both teams had fun and participated hard. That's a tough call. One team gainfully employed me for 22 years, of which I will.
I'm not asking for your frickin' life story. I want to pick a team. Come on, get off the fence. Which one are you on?
Push came to shove. I was cheering for the Rebels.
I knew it.
Fuck, how sour is Sutter? 3-0? God damn,
3-0.
Could he fire himself? Because he might. He might just go into the office today and fucking pack up his stuff and leave. You're out.
I think they were leading in Game 4 too. Yeah.
Hey, you know what though? We're seeing it in the NHL that no lead is safe and series can go either way. Then you take it and put teenagers in that mix. Not as surprising as we might think. Those those buttholes start to pucker in a hurry, boy.
Yeah.
Red Deer's up 2-0 in the fourth game.
Yeah.
After one period of play. 2-1 after 2. And they blow it.
Just more time with Jim Boomer and his failing.
I'll tell you who's loving life. The Priestner family in Saskatoon. They've got every game, and they had Bedard. All of a sudden, the fans are out.
The Bedard effect in the first round. They get 4 home gates. They get 4 home gates in the second round, and what they have 10,000 people. They've done really well. And they're getting 2 more gates for sure.
Yeah.
Look back in the day, like having Normie Miracle and David Strush wheeling around Sask Place. Hey, upper deck jam. Can't get into that place. They were, because it was right. They were sold out retro, right, in Saskatoon, wasn't it? Sold right tight?
We got, I think, 11,000 or so for some of our
there was
games.
less seats then.
Yeah,
there was less seats. Yeah. Rhett would have been at Confetti's.
Yeah, they had. That's right. Yeah, I had. Yeah, the Paralyzer Pitchers Tuesday night.
Oh
my
God! That's
God.
what I hear. I don't recall that, but okay, maybe.
What's the over under for the age where you stop drinking Paralyzers? Because I feel like when you're about to be legal age, it's Paralyzers, and then you realize, what the hell am I drinking? There's other stuff in the world.
My sister-in-law, that's the only drink she knows how to pour. That's her go-to. Do you want a paralyzer? Yeah, I'll drink a
I think the White Russian. Is that the Lebowski? What's the difference between a paralyzer and White Russian? Whiskey. Speaking of whiskey, big celebration last night up in Edmonton as the Oilers. We were talking about it just before we got you on. The Kings, I thought the Kings would be giving more of a fight than this, but I'm maybe not giving the Oilers enough credit. I think the Oilers have looked good. I think they, in many ways, deserve to be up in this series for sure. Is it the Oilers kind of stifling?
Wait, let me jump in because I'm of a different opinion than Dean. I think that's how good you have to play. I think the Kings are actually playing great, and if they weren't, they'd be getting really trounced.
Yeah, I think the Kings have played pretty well. I think 5-on-5, the Oilers have had the bulk of the play, and definitely on the power play, that's been lethal. What is it, 8 for 14, which is ridiculous. But the Kings have played hard to be where they were with the 3-0 lead. Had an opportunity to get Edmonton down 3-1, and then the Oilers had a really good second period, and the goaltending switch maybe jump-started it a little bit. But I think overall, the Oilers have, to this point, I think they've been the better team. Not by a lot, though. The Kings got a good club, and they played tough against the Oilers all year. They were 2-2 in the regular season. There wasn't much between them. There hasn't been a whole lot between them in this series up until last night. I mean, Edmonton, that was the only game where there was, at the end, there was no drama. So I expect LA to play hard in Game 6. It'll be tough, and however it goes. If it went 7, I wouldn't be shocked at all. And at that point, you're at a coin flip.
It's a what have you done for me lately world that we live in, and the league. A lot's been made since the Ekholm trade, the added responsibility and the ice time and all that for Bouchard, and he's done the most with it. Was there a time maybe in the last year or two where there was a thought that maybe this was a first-round pick that was wasted, but maybe just he was not going to evolve into the offensive player what they thought they were taking, because he's rewarded them right now?
I think so. I don't think there was any panic within the confines of the team. Like last year was his first full year. And he played a handful of games when we had that goofy bubble season, but last year was his first true rookie season. So if you're going to, you got to let a defenseman in particular. I mean, Rhett, you know better than anybody. You got to let him percolate a little, don't you? You got to give him a little bit of runway to see what you have, and for him to figure it out and to develop and all that. And he's the pairing with Matthias Ekholm has been very good for him, I think, and for the whole team, quite honestly, because it's helped alleviate some of those hard minutes that Darnell Nurse and Cody Ceci have had to deal with, and it's helped the development of Evan Bouchard. And with moving Tyson Barrie out, it's given him that opportunity to quarterback the power play, like the number one unit. So, and that's really where his strengths lie. So that part's been a pretty easy fit, I think, and I think that's something that he was always destined to do. But yeah, bringing Matthias Ekholm in has really changed things on the back end to the benefit of a lot of different players, but probably most of which Evan Bouchard.
What about Nurse? There's been some online chatter that maybe not. Well, I even saw some folks, crazy fans, put him in the stands. He's terrible.
Oh,
Are we at that point, or what? I mean, last game maybe changes things, but there were a few questionable things.
That poor guy. He takes a lot of online. I don't know how much he looks or watches, but I know. Yeah, probably not at all. But I know anytime if I co-host Oilers Now, like the text line, if he's had what has been deemed not a great night, oh my word, like he does take a lot of heat, and yes, sometimes it's warranted, but a lot of times it isn't. So I really feel for the guy when you're the number one defenseman on the team, that there's going to be ups and downs for sure. I mean, having Matthias Ekholm come in, and you can help offset some of those minutes and some of those
it's
matchups.
The cap hit, though, right?
Yeah.
Right, Mo? It's 9.5 sheets. That's what it is. If he was making 4.5, people you wouldn't hear a peep.
You wouldn't hear a peep. So, yeah, to me, it's white noise. It's whatever. But I understand that people get all fired up about it. A lot of times, it's misguided.
Yeah. Pay me 9.5. I'll just wipe my tears away with $100 bills nonstop. And you know what? Not all defensemen have to percolate. Isn't that right, Retro? Some guys just
some guys jump in. Well, when you have the mental fortitude to overcome some things, you can just jump right in and start to dominate. Take your team to the finals.
Yeah.
I mean, Mooner, sometimes it's from your background, right? What were the pressure situations you had to go through to get to where you are?
Well, take a Rhett Warner, for example. I mean, just seamless. And hey, you know what they say, Rhett? It's not hard if you know what you're doing, and you clearly know what you're doing. Always have.
And it's not bragging if you can do it, right? Yeah. It's not bragging if you can do it. So that's just how that goes. I know. Now, I said before you came on, I said this is some bullshit that you're not doing the play-by-play, and now you're not even traveling. Like, at least you should be able to go and have some, go to the Viper room and get fucking liquored up. But so what's the story there? What's happening? How come you're not traveling? We get we get the deal. We get it, but you should be on the road.
I'm doing the Oilers Plus pre and post game, so that's done at Rodgers Place, and Rodgers Place is here, so that's where I am. That's how it works.
We'll get Retro to call somebody. Who do you know up there?
Okay, well, yeah, you know what? You're right.
What's the travel schedule now? Because they've got this. I mean, what do you have? And I haven't looked that into it. Why is the game not till Friday, Saturday? No, like what's
NBA.
This break about? Yeah,
NBA. The Clippers were supposed to play tonight, and the Lakers play tomorrow, I think. No, Thursday, Friday. There was NBA games on Thursday and Friday. That's what it was.
Kawhi? Yeah. Got in the way.
Yeah,
poor
got in the way.
Did you hear the story? His sister, some kind of crazy story. His sister killed a woman in a bathroom or something. Wild. Like crazy story.
I feel like if you're going to throw something like that out, you may have to follow it up with some facts and details. Like what?
Jack's going to dig it up. I heard yesterday or the day before, because Stephen A. Smith is crushing Kawhi for not playing well. Meanwhile, he's got a torn friggin' knee ligament, and his sister's in jail or something. You can throw the mic on there. Because here's our buddy Jackie Boy.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to talk to the mic though, buddy. There you go.
Sentenced to life in prison for murdering elderly woman.
Yeah, sister killed an old woman.
Murder.
Old lady.
Wow.
That'll affect your fall away jumper. Is that what you call it?
Wow.
Dropping dimes. You have to drop dimes when you got that hanging over your head.
Well, Dickie Dunn wrote it. It's got to be true.
Got to be true. Terrible story. I can't believe you guys would doubt me, you pricks. So now we see all the outside shots, the rink, watching games at the rink when they're on the road outside. Not surprised, because you're right in the belly of the beast with these fans and doing all this stuff. Is it different this year? Is there a little bit more kind of puff your chest up and feel it, even though it's only round one? Because it feels like it to me. Last time it was we're into the playoffs and let's give it our best. Whereas now I think we were there last year. We won a round. We run 2 rounds. We made trades to get better. We're for real. What's the atmosphere like there among the fan base?
I would think the expectation levels a little bit after last year. Exactly. Last year, they got in, and that was a tough 7 games with Los Angeles that easily could have went either way. And then it turned into 3 rounds of playoffs. And now this year, with the way especially the way the team finished too, like they were strong those last couple months, pushed hard for first place in the division. Vegas held them off, but they played very well. So I would say, yeah, the expectation level is a little higher, even though you're coming into a series with a team that was only slightly behind you at the end of the day. So it makes for a good series, and it's fun to watch because the teams, there's not much between them, so the drama has been pretty good. But yeah, I'd say the level is a little higher. It seems to be a little bit crazier too, like around in the rink, out of the rink. You know what I mean? Like last year there was some pretty good nights, but now it's like every night is the other. Like take those 2 road games. Like Rodgers Place was full for the road games, and then all those people are outside too. It's unreal. Like that's last year the rink was open, and the road watch parties were pretty well attended, but maybe more so when they were on like a Friday or Saturday than the midweek. And then this year it doesn't seem to matter what day of the week it is.
Yeah, midweek round 1 jammed right up.
Yeah,
the reason I'm smiling because your memory, you fucking remember everything.
Not really.
How did the Jedi mind trick work outside of Rexall?
Okay. All right.
Back in the day.
Here's exactly how it happened. 2006, Oilers Stanley Cup run. Boomer is gifted a pair of tickets. God love it. It was from Quinn Phillips, if you remember. Rod was calling the games, and legendary radio caller. And she gave you the 2 tickets. She couldn't use them that night, and you generously allowed me to go with you. And then we hoodwinked Walker into driving us there. So we landed up getting a DD out of the thing because he had media credentials, and he's like, he wanted to come with us. And he was young, eh? Like at that point, like he would have been in his, like early 20s. Anyway, so he drives, we go up there. So they have that little outside of Rexall Place, you can have beers area.
Yeah, a little beer garden. It's just kind of cute to look back at it now, right? 50, 100 people outside the rink. Yeah.
A quaint little beer garden. So we go to walk into this beer garden, and you and I are in our like 30s, right? At that point. I would say, 06, or you'd have been damn close. And you dope, didn't bring your ID with you, if I recall.
Yeah, something like that.
So we look at the, no, exactly like that. So we look at the kid that's working the door, who's like 20 years old. And he's like, you guys got ID? Like, and of course, like, Walker has his, I got mine, because we're like reasonable humans. We're not leaving the house without it. I mean, you don't know.
Yeah, of course.
And you're like, I don't have mine. Great work.
And we're sitting, it's like, fuck, I can't believe I forgot my ID. I'm not going to be able to get in there. They're checking ID on everybody. God damn it. So then you let the great ones take over. Yeah.
Well, so this is what we did. So we turn away, like discouraged and slightly embarrassed, because the 30-year-old guys can't get into the bar because somehow they don't have ID. Then Walks and I went in after, like not that long after. We went through, we gave the guy our ID, we went in. We come back out, and we were like, hey, we just got to go get our buddy. And we grab you, and he looks, and he's like, were you guys already in? I go, yeah, we were just in, and so was he.
You got ID?
Yeah, these are the droids you're looking for. Yeah, we just ID'd him. And
we told you. We were just...
That's right. Yeah. And he gives me this glassed over look like, all right, just go. And in we went, and then we saw Kyle Chipchura, if you recall.
That's right. And what's great is he's doing it was way smoother than he kind of, it's Moon. When he's in his natural habitat, there's really nothing quite like him. But, I say, hey, how are you doing? Hey, you guys got ID? We were just in. Remember we were just telling you we're going to get our buddy? Oh, have you got ID? It's like, dude, we were just in here. Don't you remember? And Moon kind of turns, he looks at me and gives me the go with it, stupid kind of a look that it's like, yeah, we were just in here. oh, okay, carry on. I was like, that was the best. That was so smooth. It was the smoothest thing I'd ever seen. And yes, inside their retro, you would remember first round pick of the Montreal Canadiens, Kyle Chipchura, 2 beers in his hand, Oiler jersey on. Like, and he'd just been drafted a year or 2 earlier. It's like, I don't know if Bob Gainey's going to love seeing his first round draft pick hammering Budweiser's outside the Oiler game with an Oilers jersey on. You know. But then he ended up
probably Molson. I think hey, probably Molson's, but yeah.
Probably Molson. Yeah,
I just want to make sure I get the sponsors right. But yes, seeing Kyle, we're like, is that Kyle Chipchura? Do you remember that? We're both like, I think it is. With his, well, hey, the guy grew up around Edmonton. What are you gonna do?
It's not a big deal. I was in Calgary wearing a Flames jersey during the season. I was playing for the Buffalo Sabres
during the season.
Yeah, I've told this story. I don't know the
story.
I need to hear this story.
We were playing. I'm gonna get shit for telling this one. But we were playing at home here in Buffalo, and I blocked a shot, and I'm like, "Damn it!" That on my foot. I'm like, "That hurt." But you finish the game because you don't want to take your boot off, right? Get the boot off after the game. Get it X-rayed. Nah, it's fine. Not a big deal. So the next night we're in Montreal, so fly to Montreal. Foot hurts, but it's not too bad. Get the boot on, go out there for warm up. I do like 3 strides, and I'm like, this not good. Boot off. Don't play that game. After the game, we fly to Minnesota. We got a day in between. So we're in Minnesota now, and I'm like, go to the rink because I hadn't played the night before, so I'm supposed to practice, go put my boot on. I'm like, it's not working. So they send me to get an X-ray or a bone scan, and sure as shit, there's a broken bone in my foot. Shocker. Anyway, so now I'm out, and we got about 3 or 4 more games left on this road trip. So off to the casino I go, thinking life's good. I go, what am I going to do? I can't skate, bad foot, road trip, have some fun, maybe a couple pops, make some dough. Sitting at the casino, and Lindy Ruff calls. He's like, "Hey, we got you a flight home. You leave at whatever." I'm like, "What? What are you talking about? Flight home?" He's like, "Yeah, we got to send you home. You're injured. You can go back to Buffalo and hang out there." I'm like, "This is BS," and I know damn well why they're sending me back to Buffalo, because they don't want me to be living it up on the road and just distracting the boys. What am I going to do? Coach to send me home. So get up the next morning, hop on the flight, land in Buffalo. There's not a trainer. There's not a medical personnel. There's not I'm back in Buffalo. I land, and I have nothing. For a week, team's away. They have given me 0 direction. Go home. Just be away from the team is basically the message. Please get out of here. So I literally land in Buffalo. I get my vehicle, and I'm like, what in the am I going to do here? Like, for a week. I didn't even make it home. Immediately up the QEW, into Toronto, hop on a flight, fly to Calgary, grab a Wilm jersey, get to the game. It's the game. Was it Nashville or Anaheim where they had a big brawl, Lambert and stuff? They're duking it out. Go out partying with the Flames afterwards. I'm cruising around town the next day, and my brother's like, what if someone from the Flames happens to recognize? Like, what? I'm like, I never thought about that. That might not be good, would it? So immediately out to the airport.
Right back.
Yeah, 24-hour trip out to Calgary, a couple pints, and back home. Dumb.
It's not like you're popping over to Kelowna. Yeah. How'd you find a Wilm jersey?
Wilm was on the team, and my brother had one or something. So yeah, it was good.
That's what's great about that is, okay, you're back in Buffalo. No one's here. Well, screw it. I got a week to myself. The one place you select is the one place you should just not go. Like, not the Dominican, not Cabo, back to Calgary.
No, dumb.
Good
Go to
stuff.
Florida, idiot. Sit on the beach. Nah, go get drunk with my buddy Wilm and Weimer in Calgary. That'll be great.
Yeah. And then you were traded there. How long before? What year was that?
It might have been the couple months before.
Yeah. Destined to be here.
I'm not sure
Imagine
if it was
that.
2003 or 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you were a bit before.
That's weird, Rhett. That's weird, Rhett, that they wanted to get you away from the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wearing an A, I'm a leader on the squad. Like, I've taken the team to the final on my back. Like,
and seemingly couldn't give a shit about your rehab. There's no doctors. We gotta send you home.
We gotta save you.
Just get him out of here.
Yeah, get him out of here.
Everybody hammered all trip. So what day is Game 7?
I don't know. Monday?
Okay.
Tuesday? I don't know.
He's saying there is no Game 7. They're going to win Game 6. It's all over.
Yeah, I know.
I just look at what's directly in front of me. I can't make the vision too big or I go to hell.
How are your eyeballs? Mine are fucked.
Why? What's wrong? What'd you do?
Well, it's some of it's old age.
Laser.
Oh.
I got these stupid lasers. It's not even like, it's not like a LASIK type of a thing. It was some other thing.
What?
I had to go back over and over and over again. And now I get headaches all the friggin' time. We got friggin' lights bother me. I'm wearing sunglasses at 7 in the morning in the vehicle. It's brutal.
Holy! Are your pants starting to creep up? Are your pants coming up? Are they getting high?
You know what? I was going to say, you want to hear some bullshit. I believe, you know what? I'm not a piece of meat.
Yeah.
I'm a man. I have feelings. I'm leaving the studio here the other day. I'm crossing the street. And as I cross, vehicle goes by this way. Dude's hanging out his window. Hey, boom, sweet calves, buddy. Thanks, buddy. It's like, fuck.
They are impressive.
Sweet,
like, I can see them from Edmonton.
Calves, buddy. Well, anything else? Anyone? Can we throw anybody under the bus, or is there any?
Have you watched any other playoff hockey? Come on, talk to us other playoff hockey. Who are you liking out there?
I've watched a ton. I was impressed with the
Leafs. Are you loving the Leafs?
The Leafs.
Warner's on board.
They pulled that out of their ass. That was pretty good freaking game. I've watched that. I've watched a lot of the Jets so far. They're kind of running out of bodies though.
They're fucked.
I thought they had a chance, but they would have to have been completely healthy. It doesn't look very good right now. Out east, I haven't, other than the Leafs, I don't know that I've watched a lot of the other series. A little bit of New York, New Jersey, which has been pretty good, to be expected, I guess. Yeah. How about you guys? Red, how about you? You've been staying up late watching the games out here. Now that you're,
I try to stay up late, but it's like everybody's Pinder and everyone's mountain time is the best time for sports watching. Like to the point where I was at the rink the other day. I'm like, around 5 o'clock. I'm like, we got to get the game on. The guys are like, what are you talking about? I'm like, shit. It started at 5 here. Starts at 7. Then it gets to be late, and my pants are creeping up. I am getting old, and my eyes close often when the TV is on and I'm on the couch. It's a difficult battle for me.
And Pacific's, it's too early. Shit's starting too early there.
4 o'clock too early.
Yeah,
it's only 1 hour, but it's 4 o'clock's no. That's nothing. It's not good. And I don't know how people do it in the East. And you always talk about the Eastern bias. You almost don't even blame them. Who is staying up to watch shit on the West Coast? Can't do it.
No. It's tough. It's late. It's a long day.
One of the funnest things about coming out to Calgary when I first got there, and it's odd to think about, was that you actually watched other hockey games. Playing in Florida and Buffalo, your game would end and you'd go get a bite to eat and you were going to bed, right? Like
Yeah.
You get to Calgary, you get to the rink, the game's on, you're watching, you're paying attention. I loved that. It was awesome.
Yeah, Mountain Time Zone's perfect.
How many Yankee games were at last weekend, Retro? Retro
2
was at Yankee Stadium last weekend. Went to 2
What?
games against the Jays. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
The Shoveler's a big Yankees honk, so yeah, we go and watch.
Shoveler.
Yeah.
I forgot the Shoveler. That's right. We're still going with that, hey?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you live in Buffalo, you need a shoveler like there.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. When it snows, it snows.
Can't get by without.
You said on because I was giving you, you're not traveling. That's bullshit. And you said you'd been to some ball games. What did you do in the last loop through?
So that last road trip of the regular season was like none other. It was 9 days, and there was only 4 games, and the first 2 were back to back. So there was a lot of downtime. So I got to 1 Dodgers, I got to 2 Rockies games in Denver.
Uh-oh.
Mm.
Here you go.
Here you go.
We lost him.
It's a good freeze frame though. He's looking at his lips. He's loving in Denver.
Denver. I went to a game in Denver. It was a playoff game, and it was cold and rainy. It froze my ass off.
Yeah. Can we zoom in? Has he got any overdue bills or anything there? He's got some prophylactics hanging out on the desktop there. There he is, everybody. That's Cam Moon, the radio play-by-play voice of the Edmonton Oilers, who, again, during these playoffs, he is doing stuff for Oilers Plus, which is kind of their online thing. It's like their Flames TV. So there you go. One of the good guys. Hearing loss clinic. Here we are. Our pants are getting higher. Is that what it is? Well, it doesn't mean anything when it comes to your hearing. You could be a child. You can be a man or woman of any age and suffer from hearing loss or impaired hearing in some way, shape, or form. Serious health risks have been proven. It's been documented. It's scientific fact that are linked health risks to untreated hearing loss. 4 Calgary locations. There's no need to have untreated hearing loss. It is simple. It is easy. And the Hearing Loss Clinic are the absolute best at it. If you feel you're having issues with your hearing, visit one of their Calgary locations. A 2022 Chamber of Commerce Professional Services Excellence Award winner. And that's many years running. It's just every single year they are at the top of their class. The Hearing Loss Clinic on Instagram, at The Hearing Loss on Twitter, and hearingloss.ca on the old interwebs. Rhodesy.
You still
no Pinder. No, well, here's the thing. I want to go in there. I want to do it right. We're going to take a camera. We're going to meet the ladies and the guys in there, and we're going to go through it because I've told the story. It's you kind of get tired, but it's 30 years of radio. You wear the headphones, and you need to wear headphones, and I'll go through it. But if you don't have headphones, and as you've found out, if you don't have them loud enough, then you don't hear what the hell's going on, and then you sound like an idiot.
Then you get yelled at by your.
Then you get yelled at. Turn your mic on. Why isn't your mic on? How can't you tell that your mic's on? Because your goddamn headphones aren't loud enough. And then your hearing starts, then you got to turn up a little bit louder, and then a little bit louder, and then a little bit louder. And the next thing you know, it's like people are walking in the rooms. Geez, what is going on in your head? What's that? You take your headphones off, and then you realize, oh yeah, these things are pinned. So not ideal. Take care of your earring and your hearing. Your earring and your hearing. Both of those things. Let's do the Pinder report. You know what I found out?
Did he write it or did you do it?
No, I found out that when Pinder's not here, no one does the Pinder report. So it's a bit of a scramble this morning. Do you want to do it?
No.
Yeah. Sorry.
You play to your strengths, man. You can't take other people's jobs. Right. That's poor form.
Northwest Auto Mall online, villagehonda.com. They are paying top dollar for that used vehicle of yours. They've got $1 million to do it. Sell them your vehicle and get a tropical cruise for 2. Find out more at villagehonda.com, your dealership for life.
How does he do that?
Let's do it.
life.
For life.
So,
Yeah, it's got to. Yeah. Right. I don't know.
Your
For life. NHL last night. We'll start with the Edmonton Oilers. They scored early, they scored often. It felt like it was going to be a rout, and then it felt like maybe it's not going to be such a rout, and then it kind of was in the end. As Joonas Korpisalo got chased, Phoenix Copley made his first appearance of this postseason. Oilers double up the Kings by a score of 6-3, a pair of power play goals for the Oilers. Evander Kane got them started. Draisaitl scoring again. McDavid, a pair of assists. Your buddy Nick Bjugstad, he scored twice for the Oilers.
Good to see him get on the score sheet there. I was really excited for him. Happy.
Yeah.
It's tall.
But Oilers dominate in a way. I felt like they dominated anyway. I just
goaltending issues now goaltending issues in LA, but you're right. It did look at times where the Oilers took it into the offensive zone and just buzzed around till they either scored or something. Like
it felt just
they were
unstoppable at times, right?
Yeah,
it felt play.
So you're either, to me, I'm watching a few of the shifts. It was literally, okay, well, they're either going to score or there's a penalty. Like it's one or the other, and then they'll score on the power play anyway. So basically, they're going to score.
So as we talked about with Cam, there's now a extended break right through until Saturday because the series shifts back to LA, and at the jobbing what is it? The court? What is this?
The LA Forum.
Crypto Corpus Christi Arena or whatever it is in LA. There it is. 3-2 series lead. Oilers can wrap things up, and either way, they're coming back home and await their next opponent or get set for a big game 7. I think it'd be a shame not to have 7.
Yes, go 7. And I think that this break is better for the Kings than it is for the Oilers. The Oilers are rolling. Pause for the Kings. Whoa. Let's regroup here. Come on.
Todd. Todd. We trashed the Islanders. They stayed alive last night. A 3-2 win over the Carolina Hurricanes. Pierre Engvall and the Brock Lobster, goal and an assist for the Islanders. Matthew Barzal in there as well to make it a 3-2 win over Carolina. Sebastian Aho took a puck right to the jibs. Did you see that one? Took it right to the jibs, and then puck went in his own net. So tough one. I'll be curious to see how does that affect. You ever taken a puck right in the jibs? Get all bloodied up, lose teeth.
Not in the chiclets, in the chin a few times.
Yeah. So we'll see how he fares. But again, I think we're both very much on record. This series can end at any time. Or go 7, but certainly I just don't. Islanders, enough. Don't need you ruining another series in round 2. Dallas Stars, early in this hockey game, some controversy, and we'll show you the hit right away, but Marcus Foligno of the Wild gets a kneeing major and a game misconduct, which puts Dallas, here it is here. He catches Radek Faksa, and of course these hits always look different. It happens really quickly. Faksa jumps up to grab the puck right here, and he kind of comes back over, and Foligno's dedicated to the hit. What are your thoughts, Rhett? It doesn't look like Foligno moves his leg in any way, but I don't know.
Like, you're right. He doesn't really move his leg. He's coming through, but I guess you got to be in control. So
I kind of felt bad for him because it just didn't look, and I wonder if because it's a guy like Foligno who plays hard and he's just into everything, if it cost him there. But they get so they go on the power play for 5 minutes, and it was 10 seconds later, Tyler Seguin scores on the power play. They get another one on the power play and cruise to a 4-0 win over the Wild.
Wasn't Foligno shit talking the refs a couple games ago?
Well, yeah, because he kind of got clipped. He got clipped in the head. I think it was in the last game, and actually was given a penalty for it. He's a, what do you call it? He's a high event player. He's always in there. Jake Ottinger with the shutout. Rupe Hintz, 3 helpers. He is having some kind of a postseason. You see there Robertson and Seguin each with a goal and an assist. So it's stave time for the Minnesota Wild. Series goes back to St. Paul. There you see Hintz. 4 goals, 7 helpers, 11 points.
Not bad at all.
Not
Pick
too
'em up.
shabby. Not too shabby, pal. Tonight, so we showed you the Foligno hit there. I don't know. I haven't, obviously, we've been doing this. I don't know that it's going to be anything else from the NHL offices. It feels like that was probably enough. Not that it cost them the game, but it sure had an impact on how that game went. Tonight, only 2 games as they push a couple to Thursday. Florida-Boston, it's a 3-1 series lead for the Bruins. They can wrap that thing. In Seattle and Colorado, they are knotted at 2 apiece. Thoughts on either there, Retro?
Well, my thoughts are that's a terrible lineup of hockey. The Bruins are going to tune in the Panthers and put this to bed, I'm pretty sure. And the Seattle-Colorado series I think Seattle's played well enough, but it still hasn't grabbed my attention compared to the other series.
Late game for you, right? Late games.
That's right. That doesn't help.
So it doesn't work in your favor. But I don't know. I think I had the Avs in 7 in this series. It gets interesting at the Kraken because remember, there's no Cale Makar. He's suspended. They don't have their captain. I don't know. This is an interesting one tonight. This is a big one for the Kraken. Obviously, I don't worry so much about the Avalanche, but it gets tight here in a hurry. Power play is working 10%, 81.3 shooting percent. Either way, it's been pretty close back and forth. So that's the late game tonight. I know what, because this year the season started overseas. They do the European thing and they go traveling. You love these, right? When NHL teams have to play season games on the road to start the season, you love it, right?
Yeah.
It's the Global Series.
Oh,
now you played games, didn't you? We played over. Did you ever go on one of those games. Or just
no?
There you go. In Stockholm, it's the Global Series, and there you can see it. There's oh my gosh, is that the Ottawa Senators? I thought Alex was in a great mood today. Thought he was in a great mood. Senators wings, Leafs wings.
I'm shocked the Leafs are going over there. It's a big name team going a long way.
Well, they got some Swedes, Mark Giordano, Austin Matthews.
Yeah,
big Swedes. I love them back there. We mentioned off the top.
Is that a Sundin thing? Seriously?
It might
Mats
be.
have some pull.
What's Nylander? Nylander's Swede, right?
Salming?
Although it's Calgary kid. I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm with you. I don't care about these games at all. I get why the league does it. We're growing the game, and it's a global brand. We got to, it's for the brand, build the brand, all that sort of thing. If I'm one of those hockey teams, I think in theory it sounds like it's fun, and I would guess for the players they get treated very well. But
if you got a bad toe and you got to stay home, you're probably not that upset either.
I guess so. The word came down yesterday of a impending press conference while we were doing the show, and then the press conference was held. The city of Calgary has struck an agreement in principle with the provincial government, Calgary Flames ownership, on a brand new rink that will replace the aging Saddle Dome. There you see where it will be built. It's kind of where we thought it was going to be, the just north of the current Saddle Dome. There's a lot going on there. We drove by it. That's
so where I can't figure this out,
because that's the BMO Center to the Saddle Dome's left. So it's just north, just straight north. And
all right,
obviously some of those buildings don't exist. It's the rink, and there's a rink.
Where are people parking?
There's going to be well, maybe where the dome is sitting right now. There's going to be a parkade built, they said.
A parkade?
$1.22 billion price tag, but it's not just the rink. The rink itself is in that $800 million department, owned by the city. Flames are on the hook for $356 million. province 330 million. The city is in for obviously for the rest of that. Everyone, anytime you use public money, it's highly controversial. They need a rink if you're going to have concerts, and I get it. If you're going to have concerts and hockey teams and that sort of thing, every city has them. Calgary should have one too. Can Murray Edwards afford it? He can. Is he going to pay for it by himself? He's not. Is there an election coming up, and did the person looking to be reelected come in with a big fat check? Yes, she did. I get all of it. I just don't. It's not my hill to die on. It's for other people. I don't know. You got thoughts on it?
Should be done already. So get on with it. Let's go. We can debate it all you want. You either run the team out of town or you build a rink. That I'm telling you, that those are the options at the end of the day.
Yeah. Like it or not,
the team is not staying here in that rink for any amount of time. So decide.
And we always bring it up, the Calgary Next project that was pitched back in 2015. I think it was Ryan Pike had kind of gone through it. So 2013, there's a flood. And then 2015, there's Calgary Next. And then, it's been just such it's what I would not expect, to be honest. And we've said this, I would not expect Calgary to have been one of those cities that would have had this sort of thing. It's just, I've always viewed Calgary as progressive and build it and let's be out in front. And they haven't been with this. And maybe that's the way it has to be, but it's no to the Olympics and the rink doesn't work. And the football stadium's aging and there's no baseball stadium.
Fuddy-duddies. No, we can't have anything nice. We don't need nice things. It's like the old farts at the golf course. They have the membership, and they bought their membership for $1,000, and now they're charging $35,000. But they don't want to up their annual fees to get the greens fixed or a new clubhouse. No, we're good. No, I'm fine in my seats at the Saddle Dome. This is good. No, new rink. Let's go.
And there will be an adjacent rink, a practice rink, and it'll be for community use, and there'll be shopping and all kinds of
shopping. See, even you, perfect.
I do. Yeah, I do love shopping. I do. I love it. The Calgary Wranglers, get ready. Huh? Sorry. Yeah, and here, of course, some of the Flames. Look, there's Mackenzie Weegar. Remember at the season-ending press conference, says, well, we need a new rink. A couple weeks later, bingo. Mackenzie Weegar. Moving mountains, getting things done. And look at Blake Coleman retweeting that, and he's giving it one of these, like a chef's kiss, moi kind of a thing. I'm guessing that's what that is. Is that what that is, right?
Well, he can moi all he wants. He ain't going to be playing there.
Moi. No overlap?
No.
Resign?
He'll be done by then, won't he?
Poor Blake.
You poor Blake? I don't think poor Blake at all. I'm jealous of Blake. Blake is kicking ass.
Calgary Wranglers get it going tonight for their playoffs. Obviously, AHL playoffs have already started. The little first round bye for the when you're the tops in the regular season, you get that kind of luxury. Round 2, Abbotsford Canucks tonight at the Dome, and you don't like it, but there it is. It's a 2-3 setup, a best of 5, first 2 games at the Dome Wednesday and Friday. The following 3, if necessary, going to be held in Abbotsford.
Look at this stupid. Okay, 2 things. Awesome. Make sure you go watch the Wranglers and get as many people in the barn as possible. Let's sell it out. Second thing, this is the stupidest schedule ever. Wednesday, Friday, and then not again till Wednesday? Because shit's busy in Abbotsford? Like there's too much going on in Abbotsford? What are we doing here? And
I don't know.
You wouldn't jump in because you're a chicken. And Pinder's saying how great the schedule stuff is. What are you talking about great? This is stupid. What's this? Where's the advantage?
What do you mean? The 2-3 or the week, the days between games?
No, the 2-3 first. Actually, the fact that they had to take that long off, I guess maybe some people think it's an advantage, but it's too long for me. And you get 2 out of a possible 5 home, or 2 out of 5 in a playoff series because you finished first overall in the league. That's your benefit. You get to choose which games you want? That's stupid.
I mean, I'm with you, and especially because it's Abbotsford and it's so close. Now, again, I've not gone deep into it because I got other things to worry about. But you would want to do a 2-2-1, obviously, with a fifth and deciding game to the team with the high. You've earned that right. I would guess it's to save money, travel, that sort of thing. Maybe a second round or a second round series. There could be crazy. I don't know. It's still only a best of 5, not 7. I don't know. I can you not do 2-2-1?
Yeah, what are we talking about? That's how things are done, and that's why you have first place. And that, this is cool. It's not cool. If you just have a cutoff, if you get 90 points, you're in the playoffs, and then you just get pull names too. Like, what? It makes no sense.
So if you're Johnny Wrangler, that's your Wranglers team, and you have to pick. You're the top seed. You want the first 2 or the last 3? Which would you take? Huh?
I have no idea which one I'd take. The fact that I have to choose and it's not just a 2-2-1 is, it's dumb. I don't like things that are stupid, and this is stupid. Right? It's just stupid. Hey, work your ass off. Play as hard as you can. Get home ice. And don't have home ice advantage. Oh.
I'll say this. You, out of just about anybody I know, you have the lowest tolerance for stuff that you think is stupid. Whether it is stupid, I guess, is open for debate. But if you're convinced it's stupid,
well, feel free to debate me how that's not stupid.
I can't debate you. I don't know.
It's stupid.
Go
Wranglers.
Win it all. Right.
Win it all.
And I think it's going to be a great crowd. Get your tickets there. You see it. It's a 7 o'clock tonight. 7 o'clock tonight? Yeah, 7 p.m. at the Dome. And we talked about it at the end of the Flames season. Guys like Wolf and Pelche, they're on the ice. This is you get a good opportunity here to watch these guys now. And
I sure wish that Coronado could play.
I know.
And I think it's a big deal for these guys to have success. I'm telling you, you have success there. It teaches you they're going to be passionate about winning that thing. Learn to play with that pressure. I think it's a giver, boys. Go get it.
And the camaraderie you make together.
Yes.
For Coronado to kind of be missing out on that, to be in the locker room, in the battle, all that sort of thing. It's too bad, but is it stupid?
Stupid.
All right. Calgary FC, home this weekend to face Valor FC. It's the home opener, Rhett. You've been, I've been, we've done it, and can't say enough about it. It's an awesome, if you've not, I don't really watch soccer. I'm not really a soccer fan. Doesn't matter. You take your family, you take your friends, your buddies, you get to Atco Field, and this is such a unique sporting experience. I defy you to go and come away and say that you didn't have a blast, because it's a blast every time. 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon at Atco Field. We've got a chance for you to win tickets to that home opener. You see there on the screen. Go to our social media accounts, the Twitter, the Instagram. Enter now, and on tomorrow's show, we'll give those tickets away. But it should be a great-looking Sunday. Game 1 of the season. I remember we go to one of the games. It did start to snow. Not going to snow on
the first ever.
That's right. Stomping our feet on those metal stands. Clang, 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 clang.
Love it.
Guys in the end blowing off those smoke bombs. Foot soldiers. Good times. We didn't talk a lot about it because we're not a sports show. Everyone thinks we are. I mean, just hang around for a while. Did you know that Aaron Rodgers is a New York Jet?
I did know that. It's a big deal down here, apparently. And there's some sort of draft tonight.
Yeah, it's the NFL draft. And Aaron Rodgers leaving the Packers, going to the Jets. It's very Favre-y. It's very Favre-esque, but here we go again. And they're excited. This is a weird one to take a look at. Rodgers, the deal is essentially done. The compensation packages, it's Rodgers, pick 15, and they get trading picks in a second, and then there's another first if Rodgers plays 65%. So anyway, it's done. It took a long time. And there he is. Got the Jets hoodie on, walking into the Jets offices. There's old Woodrow. Welcome to the team. How do you feel if you're a Packers fan? Even if you're kind of done with them? Okay,
I think that's the... Nah, I don't know. I think it's like you said, it's going to be very Favre. They're prepared. They got a guy to fill in, come in next year and play. They got a king's ransom for him. Off you go.
Yeah.
Carry on. You're old.
And it is the Jets, so you have to believe it's not going to work. Do they think it's going to work down there?
I have zero faith that it works. And I'm praying it doesn't, because they're in with the Bills. So we don't need stupid Rodgers making it more difficult.
Are the Bills getting a new stadium? Has that been nailed down yet?
Oh, yeah.
It's happening?
Yeah.
Are they putting a roof on it?
No. Why would you?
City of Nashville and the state of Tennessee announcing that they have approval for a new $2.1 billion stadium. The current stadium they're in, Nissan Stadium, was built in 1999. That's like 20. It ain't old. But apparently to get it up to snuff and to get it up to standard, it was going to cost $1.8 billion to renovate it. So they thought, why not just go over the top? 60,000 seats. They're going to have a translucent roof. There you see.
Would make a lot of sense in Buffalo.
It would seem to make. I was just wondering. So if Nashville, so Nashville's putting a roof. Buffalo, do they know? Do they know in Buffalo you can put a roof on it? Maybe they don't.
They might not. Yeah, I don't know.
Because the Bills travel, right? They go to these other stadiums like Vegas, and now they see that other places have room. 1.26 billion, so like over half, is in public funding. The largest public subsidy for a stadium in U.S. history. My understanding is that's not going over great. That's billion with a B. So. Billions.
You want to have a team? You got to build a stadium. I mean, what are you talking about, Dean? Your team's going to move if you don't build a stadium.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Last night, and we'll bring it back around to our buddy. It was a loony dog night at the ballpark for the Toronto Blue Jays. There you see it. Records shattered. 51,629 dogs, and dogs per fan, or DPF, as reported by Shai Davidi of Sportsnet, 1.79 DPF, beating the previous high of 1.37. So just shy of, just a dog and 3/4 each for the folks at the ballpark last night. And then he's really kind of gone into the numbers here. The hot dogs per attendance and the DPF. I'm not sure what happened there on September. I guess doubleheader, right? The early crowd, the 0.91. They didn't even average a dog per fan. Disappointing.
Weak.
Yeah, but made up for it with the 1.22. So there you go. 444,854 dogs sold at the ballpark last year.
We can do better.
And we talked to Frank yesterday, Frank Seravalli down in Philly. He was taking his daughter to the ballpark, watch the Phillies play. And there it was dollar dog day. And he said, we would ask, what's the over under? How many dogs are you going to crush? Did we get a number from him as to how many it was going to be?
I didn't.
I got the text last night because I wanted to know how many dogs. How's it going? This is from Frank. Only made it to 4 dogs and half a cheesesteak. I said, wildly disappointing. I thought he was, if you don't top 5 dogs, to me, it's got to be 5.
He said it at 6.5.
I know. I thought you'd at least get to 5. Now, again, I'm guessing if it's the dollar dog, you're not getting the big smokies. You're getting your traditional, smallish sized hot dog.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. hot dog when they're wrapped in the tin foil wrap and they got a little bit of, they're a little damp.
Yeah. Steamed
dogs. Starving right now.
I had one at Yankee Stadium. It was pretty good.
Oh, yeah?
Then the shoveler took it. Rude.
Not sure what you're doing there.
I don't know why you're throwing in a cheesesteak, though.
I know. Frankie. You live in Philly. It's not we got to talk next week. Some serious things to get into. And finally, for the Pinder report today, I go on and on. Well, I don't go on and on, but again, my eyesight's brutal. This made me feel better. The Greenville Drive. It's a baseball team in the South Atlantic League. They're an affiliate of the Red Sox. Watch this one here. The catcher, like me, apparently struggling with life and poor eyesight. It's going to be a chopper. Going to send one out here. I believe it's to right, if I remember correctly. Play at the plate. It's going to be a close one.
2-on, nobody out for the drive here in the bottom. And the 1-0 is a smash into right field for a base hit. Going to send the runner Paulino around. Here's the throw to the plate, and it's dropped by the catcher Gomez. RBI single for Maier. And now here comes another runner from third as the ball is lying literally 2 feet away from the catcher, Antonio Gomez, and he could not find it. Mydroth comes around to score to make it 2-0. Maier moves to third. Tom, the ball was right on the line and was camouflaged.
Sees the ball.
Exactly what I was going to say. He couldn't find
he's got to be thinking he's going to see it. He never stopped.
If he catches that, he's got a chance.
Look at it. It's sitting right there.
It is sitting right there, and he cannot find it.
It's sitting right there. Exactly. So I don't feel like such a blithering idiot.
By Mydroth, and of course, making the read there was,
how does he not see that?
I don't know. Because it's right there.
And why wasn't he ripping his mask off like any good catcher? It's part of the shtick.
Yeah, so there you see it. He's kind of pivoting around, and he does take the mask off. But then he's just kind of...
Eventually, it should be off now. It's not. Watch how long it goes without the mask coming off. I'm telling you. Look.
Yeah, you're right. That mask should have been off long ago. Where do you get sent when you're... Where did the Greenville Drive send you? From the South Atlantic League when they're done with you.
Home.
It's the Pinder
You're done. If you can't make it in South Atlantic, it's over.
Village Honda paying top dollar for your used vehicle. They got $1 million to do it. Sell them your car, your truck, your SUV, your vehicle, and not only will you get, and there's no obligation, but if you get a deal struck, you get your cash and a tropical cruise for 2. Unbelievable. Find out more. VillageHonda.com, your dealership for life in the Northwest Auto Mall. I got a couple nice, you know what I'm going to do? Pinder usually, sometimes he ends on a kind of a crappy note. Could do something nice to end the show today. The show nice today. But I want to tell you about the St. Eugene Golf, the golf course, the spa, the casino. We're revving it up here. We've been talking about it a lot, and I know did you get a text about it? Was it in the chat group?
There's a lot of texts that happen, and I get them, but I don't know whether to believe any of them because it's kind of
the Wolverine threw some dates in there. He threw some dates.
Mm-hmm.
Championship golf course, casino, spa, restaurants. It just is a beautiful spot of the world, and it's right there waiting for you. St. Eugene Golf Resort and Casino. Spring Swing Golf Package on sale now, starting at just $259. You and a friend can enjoy a one-night stay and a round of golf, including a power cart. Available from April 21st to May 17th. Don't miss out. Limited time. Book it today. And like I said the other day, they're not just going to sit there and keep rejecting people. Hey, can we get a tea time on Saturday? There's some guys that they listen to that barn burner. They might be emailing. So no, we can't book you in for the weekend. Get after it. They're not sitting around waiting for you. Grab a hold of your life, people. They look forward to seeing you, though. They'll take great care of you when you get there. Make your reservation. Website, steugene.ca. Twitter, Instagram, at St. Eugene Resort. I'll tell you what, my score was not real good at Launchpad the other day, but feels pretty good. The old whatever was going on in my elbow feels a lot better. Still a little
good.
Still a little tender, but not bad. Jack, do you golf?
That's how you.
Jack doesn't golf. Jack, do you sit in a golf cart, listen to music, and drink beers?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, he does. That's confirmed. All right.
Good. We got a driver.
Perfect. I was just going to say, much like Cam and I back in the day with walks, we got a driver. All right. Couple nice things I want to do for you here today. Because I know, and maybe this is another one of those things. The older I get, the more sentimental I get. Tug at the old heartstrings, or maybe that's plaque. Not sure what it is. It's in the old heartstrings there. Kevin Kiermaier, member of the Toronto Blue Jays. I think he's been a fan favorite. He's played pretty well for them. Made some catches in the outfield, and I think he's popular with the ladies. My understanding is he's attractive, and the ladies like them some Kevin Kiermaier. Shoveller's a baseball fan. Is she? Bring him up.
Huge fan. Wanted to go watch the Jays in New York. Went shopping by herself for a few hours. This is different. Anyway.
Oh. Well, anyway, you know what? It's about the kids. When you go to the ballpark, and you were an athlete. Did you ever, you try and take care of the kids, do stuff for the young hockey fans?
I flipped the puck over the glass once, and it hit the kid in the head and put him in the stitches room. So it wasn't. I kind of stopped after that.
The stitches room. Yeah. So here he is, right? He's all dirty. He's had the big slide, so his jersey's all dirty, and I guess the gloves. When you're in the majors, you don't use dirty gloves. Hey, bud, here, want those? Those are for you, bud. Take care, love you. Look at the kid. The kid cannot believe it. He's not putting that on. That's nice, eh? Thumbs up for Bill. Isn't that nice? Hey, does it make you want to be a nicer person? Hey,
should I give so when I was playing, I should have tossed my hockey gloves into the stands.
You see lots of guys that after the warm up, they get the stick or whatever. They do a lot of nice things. That's nice.
Nobody asked for mine, so
no.
Well, it is nice at Kiermaier. My kids need some batting gloves, so maybe I'll go to the game and ask if we can get some.
Yeah, sit on the Blue Jays side. Now we played remember when Charles Barkley, we played it last week. He was talking about having to take big bars of soap on the road with him because the hotel bars of soap are too small and he might lose them and that sort of thing. That's a little sit down that he does with, I guess it's with TNT and TBS. It's all kind of the same thing. Here's the latest from Chuck this week.
So I read this story about this guy named David Murphy. He's an Army veteran, and he had PTSD, and he inspired me, Ernie. So he had PTSD, and he got really, really heavy from some experience in his life, and he gained a lot of weight. And he said his daughter asked him to play one day, and he said, Dad is too big to play. And he said he went and cried. And this dude has lost 170 pounds.
How about that?
He's lost 170 pounds. And you know how I feel about veterans and teachers and things like that. This guy, it inspired me so much. It made me just really, I don't even know where he lived. His name is David Murphy. He's lost 100.
How'd you find out about that?
I was reading it somewhere. And he said, from sadness to happiness was the article about it. He says, my daughter asked me to work out or go play with her, and I couldn't play with her. And he says he's lost 170 pounds. And he just inspired me. And I just want to say, David Murphy, thank you for being a veteran first and foremost. But, man, go. That's awesome.
Motivation takes a lot of different forms.
It does, doesn't it?
Some are motivated by money or whatever, but sometimes it's something I want to play with my daughter, and I can't do it in this condition.
And it just I was like, man, it just warmed my heart.
Yeah.
So we love Chuck to begin with, right? It's that he would share a story like that. It's is awesome. And when you have that kind of profile, things go viral and people pick up on it. So just kind of following along on Twitter, and you start following the threads. David Murphy, here he is on Twitter. Me, age 18 to 40, PTSD from being stabbed multiple times, felt worthless, heading on a path to almost 400 pounds, alcohol abuse, drinking 6 nights a week to escape anxiety, faked being okay to friends and family, pills for medical reasons. Me at 47, PTSD defeated, found my purpose, lost 170 pounds, socially drank for enjoyment, not escape, work out 6 days a week, proud dad, 0 pills. That is inspiring. It's a very cool story. And, you dig a little bit deeper. And then, let's see, he's got some photos on his social media. And it's like, okay, well, there he is on the left. And there he is on the right. That it's the same human. It's an amazing story. And I know what you're thinking. He's got a Calgary Stampeders jersey on. What the heck is going on? David Murphy lives in Claresholm, Alberta, and is going to join us on the show next week.
Sweet.
Getting some love from Charles Barkley. And I saw this story, and it's the internet, right? You just kind of keep going down the rabbit hole. I messaged him on Twitter, and he's like, "That's awesome. Let's absolutely." So he knows the show, and obviously being a Stamps fan and all of that. And we'll find out. We'll get into this story, but how crazy is that you can, that kind of vulnerability that you have to, whether it's online or whether it's in media, whatever, among friends, and his daughter pushes him to make this life-changing decision. And then he's brought up by Charles Barkley, who he said, I was just reading something and he was inspired. So a pretty cool thing. And I love it. So I look forward to talking to him. We're going to pick a day next week and he's going to come on the show.
I'm gonna have Wicked, and I got a question. I'm a Rider fan, so we're gonna have to have an argument about that a little bit.
Yeah.
But taking some adversity and turning it into a strength, proud of you, David. That's awesome.
I think we're all aware of how emotional ire we get on this stupid show. So yeah, I look forward to talking to him. And the last thing on this little That's Nice segment today, I saw this tweet come out yesterday, and it crushed me. I guess it was about a month and a half ago, but Chris and Kelsey Snow, we know that Chris and his battle with ALS, and it's been so public, and you talk about vulnerability and willingness to share the ups and mostly the downs of his battle with ALS, but there have been some victories along the way, and that he's still here is a huge victory, and his kids get their dad every day and all of this. And I'm just like, I don't know all the details. This is another thing that we'll get into, but the FDA was looking at approving this treatment that Chris has been taking that basically has allowed him years of extra life that he would not have had otherwise, because it was kind of an experimental drug. They said, yep, let's go. And there are some other people who have taken it, and they too have had a similar experience where it has extended their life. And the recommendation was made about a month ago, not to approve it by the FDA. And you just feel so bad that you put in so much time and you put yourself out there, and it just seems like it's such a no-brainer for it to be recommended not to be approved. Had to be gutting. But I saw Chris's tweet this morning. "4 years, 51 spinal injections later, my experimental drug is no longer experimental. So grateful, proud, and relieved to be part of bringing the first ever genetically targeted ALS drug to market. Thank you, US FDA, for giving hope to the hopeless." Awesome. A victory for that guy.
And
so
others,
happy for him
because of his
right. So great, so great. And I was going to text him that if this didn't happen, right? If it wasn't approved, it doesn't change anything, right? You're still changing people's lives, and you're an inspiration for everybody. But that is so awesome, and I dare say, it doesn't happen without him, with him and Kelsey and their bravery and pushing. Awesome. Extending lives, saving lives, and still
getting
fighting.
words out there, getting people hope. Yep.
I knew I wasn't going to get through it. Getting soft in my old age.
I think you've always been a little bit soft, but maybe not in a negative way.
Okay. Let's go ahead. We'll get our Betway Bets in here, Alex. We'll go right to the Betway Bets, and we'll call it a day. There's just 2 games tonight. You said you were disappointed.
2 games. That's the other thing. Is it already stopped? Right? The 4-game thing is good, because if there's a couple duds, you got the other ones. They're going to overtime. It's do and die. 2?
It's always tough when that first day comes. You start with 4 games, bang, 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 bang. Every night it's like it's a pinball, and woo! And then that first night, there's no games. That's why you need game 7s. These arenas need to figure out their availability. But yeah, 2 tonight. Look, Boston, Florida, that could be. You saw what Tkachuk was up to last game. Could be some fireworks there. And maybe time to give some Seattle, Colorado in your life. Huh?
Maybe
here's my Betway bet.
Win this one.
Brad Marchand, Nathan MacKinnon, both to score tonight. Big number, plus 325. McKinnon's been great, and Marchand is just solid all the time. And this one doesn't pay a lot, but sometimes I feel like it's going to be a win here. McKinnon, Pasternak, and Tkachuk, all to get at least a point, minus 110. So almost even money there. But we're going to shoot a little higher with one, and we feel we're being a little safer with the other one. That's our Betway Bets of the day. Betway app, get it on your phone, and play along. Thank you to Betway for being a part of the Barn Burner experience. Okay, so here's what's going on.
Didn't send one in. I'm shocked he didn't send one in.
Well, he's in the air or something. I don't know. Or hammered. Today is Wednesday. Now, I will be away. I'm away tomorrow and I believe Friday. Rob Kerr in one of these chairs tomorrow with Red Warner. The Rob Kerr experience comes to the Barn Burner. Are you ready?
Well, I was going to, there's my questions for you. Do I need to prepare differently? Like, do I need some Gatorade or Powerade or BioSteel here? Maybe some power bars, like some energy bars, like a 5-hour energy drink. Like, what can you recommend?
Set an alarm. Yeah. Get some brisk cardio in before, do some stretches, some lunges. And I'd have all of that ready. Some towels, some energy bars, and some hydration for sure. Yeah. I would get all of that ready for tomorrow because he will come in here. Yeah, but you know what though? It's not really intimidation because he'll be very. It's a very come one, come all. Everybody's welcome to the Rob Kerr Show.
I'm intimidated to not meet the standards that Rob has for himself, right? Like he would never hold it over me, but I just want to be able to keep up.
Kerr. Yeah, I guess I'll walk out because he's got a show coming up. Just the Game every Monday, Wednesday, Friday on the FlamesNation YouTube channel. And of course, for you to download, subscribe and download to the YouTube for FlamesNation. Subscribe and download the Just the Game podcasts on your Apple, on your Spotify, Google. Listen to it in your car, on the treadmill, wherever you're doing, cutting the lawn. Take us with you. That's what it's all about. Kerr's got his show coming up today and then another on Friday. So looking forward to, I won't be here, but I will be checking it out. It's a different perspective with the big man coming in. Plans for the rest of the day. for you?
I was supposed to go pick up someone in Hamilton, but they aren't coming now. So I think I'll go watch some flag football and a school hockey game that one of the kids is in.
Wow.
Well,
How far is Hamilton?
Hour and a half max. Depends. It's an easy drive.
It's not a quick one though. It's not like you're going to.
No, it's not quick, but it's not.
Not going to Airdrie.
No, Red Deer.
Hamilton. Yeah. All right. Well, you're happy not to be making that drive then, or does it just mean more time at home with kids?
No, I'm good. It's nice out today. Make a nice little meal for everyone. Maybe some lamb chops, Dean. Huh?
Just lamb. Like it's not a special occasion. I might just make some lamb. You're the only guy that does that. What do we have? Should I pull out some ground beef or some chicken? No, how about some lamb?
I was impressed with myself this morning. I got up. The shoveler had the sniffles. So I told, just sleep in. I'll sleep on the couch. Got the kids out of bed. Made some chocolate croissants. And then I was going to make meatball subs, but I didn't have any meatballs. But I had some hamburgers, so I made a taco pasta. Whipped that up this morning and put that in the lunch. I thought I was doing pretty good today.
I think that is pretty good. You made homemade croissants?
Croissant.
How do you make, or is it out of a tube? Is it one of those things like the Pillsbury?
No, it's
you pop it out of the tube.
What are you talking about?
Come on.
You know, that was frozen.
You're getting like flour and you're whipping up croissants fresh in the morning in the kitchen.
I didn't make them fresh. I don't even know how to make a croissant. But I did take them out. They're some fancy bakery shop from town here. They're pre-made, but you got to let them sit out all night, and then they rise up and make real nice. Yeah. Real good.
Kerr! Is that not him that walked in? Kerr!
Don't trust your eyes or ears.
I can still kind of hear. Kerr! Yeah, here he comes. How's it going? Good. Who's on the show today? Bruce Dobigan. Wow.
No.
That is must-watch listen. Do you know what we're going to talk about? I can only imagine. Wow. There you go. Long time. Wow. Kerr and Bruce Dobigan, longtime writer with Globe and Mail and the Calgary Herald. Author, has written many books, many leather-bound books. And no doubt they will be talking about the new rink project coming to town. There you go. Haven't seen Brucey in years and years. And then, of course, tomorrow you'll have Rob on this show. Thanks, Retro. Appreciate you. I'll see you next week.
Thank you. Or
maybe on Friday. Maybe we'll do something
enjoy your
special on Friday.
Or whatever the hell you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. You're kind of like the Bills building a rink or a stadium without a roof. Don't know what you're up to.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And subscribe. We said subscribe to the FlamesNation, the YouTube. We're up over 4,000. We started
to get to 10.
Fresh.
We got to get to 10.
Oh, I agree. And we'll get there. And we'll throw a big bash. We'll get all hammered up. We'll do a drinking show at 10,000. That's how we celebrate. But no, you know how it was? You know, can I talk out of school? Because there was kind of the Nation Network, like the whole thing. Everybody was on the same YouTube page. And we said, well, that's not going to work because if you're an Oiler fan, you don't want to hear about the Flames. And if you're Flames fans, you come to this station, it's going to be pumped full of Oiler stuff. You're not going to want that. So everybody needs their own thing. Well, you know who took the one established channel that already had all the subscribers on it?
The honks from the north.
Up north. So everybody else, old Big Dick Nick Alberga in Toronto and the guys in Ottawa, everybody had to start fresh. So yeah, we started up with our own there. We're up over 4,000. So thank you, subscribers. We appreciate you. And
spread the good word.
Do we have to wait till 10 to have a drink, or what about 5? What if we have like cocktails at 5 and rip snorter?
I thought you meant 10 in the morning. No, we can drink whenever we want. 4,500 even. Every 500 we could do it.
That sounds good. I like it. All right, buddies. Have a great day. Thanks for being here. We'll see you.
Oilers suck.
Yep.